Hello everybody, this is TipTop MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down some Core Set 2021 leaks. So before I jump into this, if you do not want leaks in terms of cards, please click off this video. In addition, all of these are leaks, so while these cards are probable, there is a chance that some of these are fake, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit when we look at all the cards. But just note that take all of this with a grain of salt, although a lot of them look pretty good. So why don't we start it off with Bassara Acolyte. It's a 2 white creature, cat, cleric, 2/3, and it looks like it's in a showcase frame. So it looks like that's kind of going to be what the showcase frame is, and we can kind of tell that based on the collector number. But it's a 2/3 with lifelink, and it says when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures you control. So, pretty good card. You're getting, this would be really good and limited as a common. You're getting a 2/3 with lifelink, and then you get to just boost up your other creatures. Very, very powerful. This is a new card. Next, we have Basri Ket. So this is a new planeswalker. So it's 1 white for legendary planeswalker Basri. It's a 3 loyalty, and it has a +1 that says put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Really good in a mono white life gain deck where you can basically just guarantee yourself some life gain because it'll have indestructible. -2, whenever 1 or more non-token creatures attack this turn, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. This makes it really good in a Winota kind of deck because you're going to attack with a lot of things, create a bunch of non-human tokens, and then maybe play Winota the next turn and then attack with all those tokens. So that's pretty good. You can also, protect some of your creatures. And then -6, you can emblem with, at the beginning of your combat on your turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So while that doesn't look like you just win the game immediately, over time that will just end up leading to you winning the game. However, if you don't have any creatures, you do get the 1/1 white soldier creature token, but creating a 2/2 every turn isn't super spectacular for an ultimate, but it can be. So this is something you're going to have to watch out for. I really think people are going to mostly play it for the first 2 abilities, and if they happen to get to an ultimate, they get to the ultimate. So yeah, that's my opinion on the card. I think it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, again, remember, this could all be fake, but it might not be. These ones look pretty good. I have not seen anything that disqualifies it from being a real card. Next, we have Mangara the Diplomat. This is one of the fun cards. It's a 4-cost legendary creature, human cleric, 2/4 with lifelink, and whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. So basically, if your opponent is attacking you with 2 or more things, you get to draw a card. And then whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you get to draw a card. So this is White's version of card draw. It's kind of like a mix of taxing and drawing cards. You can draw cards, but only if your opponent does something. So your opponent is going to control your card draw, which feels very White, and I feel like that's a pretty good thing. This is also legendary, which means I could totally see someone trying to run this as a commander. I would much rather run a multicolored deck, but putting this inside of something like a Boros or a mono white deck would work really well. Next, we have Baneslayer Angel. This is a reprint from Magic 2011. It's a 5-cost creature angel, and it has flying, first strike, lifelink protection from demons and dragons. So this is a French vanilla mythic, which Mark Rosewater was talking about in his little blog thing that I talked about the other day. It's also a 5/5, so 5/5 for 5 with all those keywords is not bad. It does have lifelink, first strike, and flying, which you can ignore the last part for a lot of standard, but that could be pretty good in a maybe heavier life gain or white deck where you're trying to top out a little bit higher. Currently, they try to top out at 3 or 4, but I could see some decks trying to reach up for this. Next, we have Demonic Embrace. It's 1 black for an enchantment aura, enchant creature. It gets +3/+1 and has flying and is a demon in addition to its other types. And then you may cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its other cost. So you get to pay 3 mana, pay 3 life, discard a card, and you get to just recast it. So this is a aura that kind of fixes the problem with auras that they go away. So you can just keep recasting it, keep putting it on things, keep making things flying. And yeah, so it looks like there might be a theme of demons and angels in this set, or dragons. Next, we have a Massacre Wurm. Now, this one looks like okay, this is what I'm confused about. This looks like an extended art, but it's not extended. It goes down beneath the frame. But also, it's not borderless, because look at the bottom. It's also not showcase, because we've seen what the showcase card is. So what is this? Is this an FNM promo? I don't know what this is. Is this... part of me wants to say it's fake. Obviously, it's really bad image quality, but here's what it's supposed to be. It's a 6-cost creature worm, 6/5, and it says when it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life. So, yeah, just keeping this one in mind. This one's a little suspicious because I don't know what this frame is supposed to be. I mean, normally we have showcase, which are, you know, fancy frames, kind of like Basri's, the first one we talked about. Then we have the full art, the extended art, sorry, which is just the art is stretched to the sides, and then the borderless. I mean, I could be wrong about the extended art, but this looks a little too borderless. We'll have to see. This could be fake, could be real, could be something new. We'll have to see. Next, we have Double Vision. It's a 5-cost enchantment. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This is kind of insane for 5. I feel like this is an effect that would be like 7. You know, you can copy spells. I mean, it's only the first one each turn, but all you need is 1 extra turn spell, which we know there's going to be one in the set. I mean, we don't, but it's a Teferi themed set. There's definitely going to be an extra turn spell somewhere in here. This is just asking to be abused. If it finds a home, it's going to be very powerful. If it doesn't, it'll be a dud. Next, we have whatever this is supposed to be. Now, I was able to make out some of the words, and some people on Reddit were able to make out some of the words, and so I made this little mock-up on the right, so maybe we can read what it supposedly says. So it's Chandra, Heart of Fire, which I think is a fair assessment of what it says. It's a 5-cost legendary planeswalker Chandra, mythic, 5 loyalty. It has a +1 that says discard your hand, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play the exiled cards, play cards exiled this way until end of turn. So just card draw, but also you have to discard your hand, which is interesting. We have +1, Chandra, Heart of Fire deals 2 damage to any target, so removal on a plus. We've seen that go wrong before. And then -9, search your library and or search your graveyard and library for any amount of instants and or sorcery spells, exile them, then shuffle your library. You may cast them this turn, add 6 red. So, allows you to recast your instance. Can be very potent, but it has to have something to do. You have to get something with it. So, you have to make sure that you are strategic, like building your deck kind of around this. So, it's kind of narrow, but the +1 is pretty good, and both +1s are pretty good, especially in certain decks where maybe you want to discard things. So, pretty decent. We now have Vito, Thorn of Dusk Rose. Don't ask me why there are these blue bars on it. Again, this could be a sign that it's fake, that they're trying to cover up something that looks, you know, wrong, or like, so they're trying to cover it up, but who knows. Here we have Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. It's a legendary creature, vampire cleric, and whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So this is a very popular commander card on a commander now, and then you can pay 5 and creatures you control gain lifelink until the end of turn. So just a generically very good vampire, fun little commander. While it is monocolored, it has a very potent effect, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this leads. I believe this is our second cleric we've seen, so maybe there'll be a little cleric theme in here. Alright, then next up we have Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. So the one on the right is the one from M21. The one on the left is so we can actually read what it's supposed to say. But again, what is this frame supposed to be? Is this the borderless planeswalkers? I mean, it could be, because we have yet to see a borderless planeswalker. So maybe they're just doing generic borderless planeswalkers, but normally they do different arts for the borderless planeswalkers. Is it an extended art? But normally planeswalkers don't have extended art. Is it a showcase? Well, this showcase looks different than the other showcase. And this is coming from the same source that leaked to the Massacre Wurm. So that's making me doubt it even more. But we'll see. This does kind of match some of what Mark Rosewater was saying. Either way, Ugin is an 8-cost legendary planeswalker Ugin. It's 7 loyalty, and it says Ugin the Spirit Dragon deals 3 damage to target creature or player. That's a +2. So again, removal on a plus. That went well. -X, exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That's 1 or more colors. So just pretty much doing a really big board wipe. And then -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and put 7 permanents from your hand onto the battlefield. So basically, you just win. Pretty powerful card if you can get that on the battlefield. Mix this in with Simic. I can definitely see this trying to be a thing. I hope it doesn't become a thing. I hope it's not actually being reprinted, but something tells me it is. This just seems like something they would do. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys thought of all these spoilers down below. Which of these looked a little suspicious to you? Because some of these, we've already seen one fake leak that was confirmed to be fake. That was a fake shrine that was leaked a little bit earlier today. But all of these have not had anything that like really disqualifies them. Yes, there are some weird frames, but that could just be information we don't know yet. And by the way, when I said that we didn't see a borderless planeswalker, I lied. We did. Chandra, Heart of Fire. This is also borderless. So maybe their borderless are just kind of boring this time. Who knows? Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.